Hey folks, welcome. In an effort to check out more of the airports that I own but never visit, today we are here in Delta Heritage Airpark. It is a small general aviation field in the vicinity of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And we're going to take a quick flight to Orcas Island, which is in Washington State. In real life, you would never do this flight.
This parking is isolated. Ground services are not available.
This parking is isolated. Ground services are not available. That's fine. You would never do this flight because you would generally fly into a port of entry, such as Friday Harbor or Blaine, Washington, someplace with the U.S. Customs Office. And then you could fly to Orcas Island from there. But we're just going to fly direct. Maybe my cousin is a customs officer and he has agreed to meet me at Orcas Island. That is certainly something that could happen. Oh, there's a little cafe here just off my wingtip. Come in here for your $100 hamburger. What that refers to is, $100 is typically more than you'd pay for a hamburger, but if you're looking for an excuse to fly, what you do is you set up a flight to a general aviation airport, and the excuse you use is you're going to go have a hamburger. So even though the hamburger may only be a couple of dollars, the whole flight of getting you to and from the hamburger ends up being the proverbial $100 hamburger. Another thing that's not realistic is you generally wouldn't start the engine this close to a building. What you would do is you would tug the airplane out of its space and get the prop wash pointed in a safe direction. You wouldn't want to kick up any pebbles and possibly cause damage to this side of the building. But be that as it may, we're going to go ahead and continue our flight. Also, we're going to be using default air traffic control, something I'm not a big fan of, but we'll check it out. So here we are, cold and dark. Let's hit the fuel cutoff. Move the fuel valve to both tanks. We don't need to prime the engine because we have fuel in this plane is fuel injected. Also, there's no carburetor heat on this airplane. So I'm going to turn the master switch on. Hit the pitot heat. There it is. Hit the beacon. Let folks around the aircraft know that something is up. There's the beacon light. And that should be enough. I'm sorry, what did I say pitot heat for? I don't care about pitot heat. What I'm looking for is the fuel pump. Fuel pump, that's what I want. There's the beacon. Where's the fuel pump? That's not it. That's not it. Do I have a switch for the fuel pump? I don't know if I have a switch for the fuel pump. Fuel pump, okay. You can hear the fuel pump there in the background. Give it a few seconds. Okay, fuel pump off. Let's crack the throttle about a quarter of an inch or so. Mixture full rich. And we'll hit the magnetos. There we go. Oil pressure is in the green. Oil temperature should be climbing here very soon. Vacuum is already in the green. Fuel flows in the green. A little more than half a tank in the left and right engines. We can turn on the avionics switch. Avionics master. Flight plan is already in the Garmin 530. No waypoints. 22 miles. Transponder to standby. I don't know what this autopilot is doing. It's looking for a barometric pressure. I don't know what the barometric pressure is. Why is that volume so low?
Sky condition, 2,500 feet, scattered 4,800 feet, scattered 13,800 feet, scattered. Temperature, 19er. Dew point, 1 tree. QNH, 29er decimal 9er 1. Visual runway, 27 in use. Landing and departing runway, 27. VFR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft red back hold short instructions.
There we go.
Advise controller on initial contact, you have Alpha. Boundary Bay Airport information Alpha 1500 Zulu. Wind 29er, 9er at tree. Visibility 9er. Sky condition 2,500 feet, scattered 4,800 feet, scattered 13,800 feet, scattered. Temperature 19er. Dew point 1 tree. QNH 29er decimal 9er 1. Visual runway tree 1 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 1. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft red back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have Alpha. Charlie Alpha Kilo Tree Airport information Alpha 15.
29er1, but I don't know if I can make this read inches of mercury instead of hectopascals. There should be a way. Well, let's the easy way to solve this is to go to the altimeter and put in the field elevation. Let's go to We don't have a chart there. Okay. Delta Heritage Airpark right here. Elevation 10 feet. So what we do here is we take the field elevation and we enter that. There's 50 feet, 30, that's about 10 feet or so. And then we can read 29901 is what we were given by the ATIS. 29901 right about there. And we can read that is 10, 20, 35. 1035. And that will be real close.
Altitude.
Wonderful. So let's get a clearance.
Vancouver approach, Speedbird 4 tree, ready to copy IFR clearance to Kilo Oscar Romeo Sierra.
Speedbird 4 tree is cleared to Kilo Oscar Romeo Sierra Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 2,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.95 squawk 0267. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Speedbird 4 tree, cleared to Kilo Oscar Romeo Sierra Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 2,000 feet. Departure is 125.95 squawk 0267. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Speedbird 4 tree, read that correct. Good day.
Charlie Alpha Kilo tree, traffic Speedbird 4 tree is taxiing to runway 27.
Taxi light on. Nav light on. Cover the brake. Parking brake off. Trim wheel set for takeoff. And let's boogie. Gotta get us out of the grass a little bit. Kind of stuck in the grass, aren't we? Wonder why I'm not able to... What's going on? Why am I not moving here? Oh, parking brake is still on. Parking brake was off before. Ha ha ha. Okay. Now we ought to move. There we go. Look at the little patches of brown in the grass. Thank you, Accuseason. So we're heading west right now, so that is the general orientation of the runway. Is the runway off to the left or off to the right? Let's try the left here. Maybe this will just take us around the building. And even if it does, that's kind of cool. I kind of wanted to see what was back here anyway. Well, we're in Canada, but obviously there's an American who lives here and is proud of his heritage. Again, one of my goals was to be able to check out some of this scenery, so I don't really mind a little extra taxi. Ooh, not a whole lot of clearances back here. Oh, there's the back of the restaurant. I guess I got myself pinned in here a little bit. Need to pivot around. Never mind that guy driving through the building. You know, a little signage out here wouldn't hurt anybody, would it? There's not much signage anywhere. I'm going to have to do a little four-wheeling. A little four-wheeling to get to the runway. Actually, I guess technically this would be three-wheeling, wouldn't it? Fuel pumps, sav gas. Well, this does not look like the way for an airplane. Well, these are hangars. This guy... Oh. How did I end up in the parking lot? It's all an adventure, right? Okay. I've had my fun. Let's get to the runway. Well, this must be the runway. This must be the runway, because there's not a whole lot else. Okay, well, let's announce our intentions.
Charlie Alpha Kilo Tree, traffic Speedbird 4 Tree, taking off runway 27 south departure.
We are pointed to 7, so that's correct. We'll look for aircraft on final. We'll look for obstructions on the so-called runway. We'll do a run-up. Should we do a run-up check? Okay, well, let's line up our heading indicator with our magnetic compass, and they do look lined up. Bring our RPM up to 2200 RPM. Stabilize. Let's put the parking brake on. Let's do a magneto. Oh, parking brake won't hold it. Let's do a magneto check. To left magneto only. Right now we're on both. We lose about 100 RPM. Back to both. Back to 2200. Then to the right magneto. We lose about 100. And we'll go back to both. Okay, magneto check is fine. There's no carburetor check to be done. Engine instruments are okay. We're in the green. Got temperature and pressure. Vacuum is good. Fuel flow is good. The artificial horizon is lined up. So let's take the runway. And we've already announced our takeoff, haven't we?
Charlie Alpha Kilo Tree, traffic Speedbird 4 Tree, taking off runway 27 departure to the south.
Full throttle. Parking brake off. And let's go find Orcas Island. Airspeed alive. I did not set up for a short field takeoff. And we're off. Now, if we end up seeing a paved runway around here somewhere, I'm going to be very embarrassed. I did not see a paved runway. What a gorgeous area.
Vancouver Center, Speedbird 4 Tree is passing 500 feet, climbing 2,000 feet.
Speedbird 4 Tree Vancouver Center QNH to 9.901 continue as planned. Speedbird 4 Tree, verify squawking 0267.
Moving altitude.
We did not put our transponder on altitude reporting.
Speedbird 4 Tree, contact with the approach on 118.2. Good day.
Going to 118.2 Speedbird 4 Tree.
And another thing I haven't done is I didn't change my call sign from the last time I flew a British Airways aircraft, so the controller is calling me Speedbird.
Would-be approach Speedbird 4 Tree is passing 1,400 feet, climbing 2,000 feet.
Speedbird 4 Tree with the approach QNH to 9.901 continue as planned.
approaching 2,000 feet. Just going to give us a little hair of nose down trim. Level off. Hold 2,000. And then just a little twinge of forward trim. Nose down trim. Oh, that's too much. I'm not doing a very good job of holding 2,000 feet. I would put the autopilot on, but it's such a short distance. Matter of fact, I should put on the landing light, and the strobe light should come on. There's the strobe, and there's the landing light.
Speedbird 4-tree, you are 15 miles north. Climb and maintain 2,500 feet. Expect RNAV runway 16 approach via Hotel Uniform Hotel transition. Cleared to Hotel Uniform Hotel.
Climb and maintain 2,500 feet. Expect RNAV runway 16 approach via Hotel Uniform Hotel transition. Cleared to Hotel Uniform Hotel Speedbird 4-tree.
He wants an extra 500 feet up. When we only have 12 miles to go. Well, there's 2,500. And almost as soon as we're at 2,500, we're going to lose that 2,500. Okay, let's hold that altitude and pull back power into the flaps range. Hold the 2,500, but pull back power to about 1,700 RPM into the flaps range. There's 1,700 RPM. Let's hold the altitude. Okay, we're in the flaps range. Let's take one notch of flaps. Keep us in the flaps range. I like us in the near the upper portion of the flaps range. But not beyond it.
Speedbird 4 tree descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet Speedbird 4 tree.
Speedbird 4 tree descend and maintain 1,900 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,900 feet Speedbird 4 tree.
Speedbird 4 tree, you are 6 miles north of Kilo Oscar Romeo Sierra. Contact Victoria Tower on 1 tree 2.7 when inbound.
Victoria Tower is a long way away.
Tower on 1 tree 2.7 Speedbird 4 tree. Victoria Tower, Speedbird 4 tree 5 miles, north inbound RNAV runway 16 approach.
Speedbird 4 tree, Victoria Tower. QNH 29er.9er 1 wind 29er at tree. Cleared RNAV runway 16 approach.
I'll take another notch of flaps.
Speedbird 4 tree, wind 29er at tree. Cleared to land runway 16.
Now, this is an uncontrolled airport. You would
Clear to
never
land runway
get
16
clearance
Speedbird
to
4
land
tree.
on an uncontrolled airport. Victoria, British Columbia is a long way away from here. That I just don't understand. Let's cut the power, add the rest of the flaps. We're very high. Might have to
Altitude.
we might have to go into just a little bit of a slip to kill off some altitude here. A slip is a cross-controlled configuration where the yoke, you turn the yoke in one direction and you hold the rudders in the opposite direction in what's called crossing the controls. And you bring the airplane down a little bit sideways. Actually, I think we're doing fine so far. Maybe a little, we are a little high. But we're on our speed. The airport looks beautiful. So your scan is airspeed, attitude, and when I say attitude, I'm talking about height
Leaving altitude.
and oh, getting low, getting very low. Didn't watch our rate of descent. We're talking about being too high, now we're too low. Dragging it in. We're a little fast. We are low, and speed's looking good. Now we're looking good. Again, there's no tower here. That is crazy. Next time, I don't think I'm going to use air traffic control at this airport.
4 tree contact ground on 1 tree 2.7.
And there's no ground.
1 tree 2.7 for Speedbird 4 tree.
I see there's a marshaller over here. Let's go see if I can line up on this marshaller. There's the avgas pumps. Somebody is moving around to stay warm. Oh, I see what he wants me to do. He wants me to pull over here. Okay, parking brake on. Mixture idle cutoff, avionics off, strobe, all these lights can come off. Master off, magnetos off. Everything is nice and cold. We can't open the doors, can we? Well, that was an enjoyable experience. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you on the next one.